AEW Backstage apparently appalled by a Tony Khan booking decision. We have an update on Luchasaurus, and leaked plans for a top WWE star's return have been revealed. Stay tuned for the news. Toni Storm returned to AEW this past week during Dynamite. It was a wonderful moment. I think a lot of us have been missing her for a very long time at this point.
Yeah, timeless Toni. I know a lot of people loved it. I just think it sort of ran its natural course, didn't it?
And this is the next natural progression to go to.
Return to base, basically. Yeah.
I agree. I do agree. Yes, we saw her at AEW Dynamite, and it is now confirmed that she will return to the ring during this week's AEW Rampage Winter is Coming event. She'll be facing off against Harley Cameron in her first match in AEW since her loss at Wembley Stadium in August. That doesn't feel that long ago, but at the same time, it feels like a lifetime.
She wandered out into the street and was never seen again.
Never seen again, everybody. However, though, according to Wrestling Observer Live, the decision to have Toni Storm's return match take place on Rampage was an unpopular one backstage in the company.
They said, do you know how many people I talked to in AEW yesterday, and every last single one of them, aghast might not even be the right word, appalled that Toni Storm's return is on Rampage. I swear to God this is true. You could have had 200 people lined up outside Tony Khan's door last night, one by one. All 200 of them could have gone in there and said, this idea is stupid. And do you want to know what had happened at the end of the night? He'd still have done it, because that's what happens.
What do you think about this? Because I'm of two minds. I've seen people react on both sides of the fence on this one online.
Really?
Really?
Both sides of the tribal wrestling war at each other's throats again?
Some people being like, why have you put one of AEW's biggest stars on a show that not many people watch?
And then other people going, well, that's exactly the point. You're going to watch a show that you don't usually watch in order to see this, and it's going to get a nice ratings pump.
Exactly. And I guess with, Rampage coming towards its end now as well, I can see Tony Khan wanting to bolster those cards to get people to tune in and, for the final farewell stuff as well.
At the same time, you could have built toward it being at World's End, because that's literally just on the horizon. It's not like that's not just 2 weeks away, 2 and a bit weeks away. It's
very true.
Yeah, so I do see both sides of it, but at the same time, it's kind of jarring to hear this in terms of the backstage stuff, if it is true, because obviously this sounds very much like the other side of the fence about 4 years ago, where it was just like, I'm just going to do what I want, pal.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one.
It is a weird one. I guess we'll have to see. I'm genuinely looking forward. This sounds so nerdy. I'm looking forward to seeing what the ratings and what the viewership will be like for something like this.
I love stats and figures. I'm Andrew Hodkins.
Stats. Why do you think I wear glasses, everybody? Moving on to the other side of the fence here. There is a major match planned for WWE's Raw Netflix debut. So WWE is reportedly planning the finals of the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament to take place on the Netflix premiere episode of Monday Night Raw, as per WrestleVotes on Backstage Pass. They say, source says the WWE is currently planning on having the finals of the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament take place on the Raw Netflix debut show, we're told. WWE will look to have at least 3 advertised matches for that show, with one of them being for this Women's Intercontinental Championship. The semi-finals will take place in Houston the week before, with the finals in Los Angeles. It makes sense, like everything that we've heard recently, the amount of star power.
It's basically a low-level PLE, the first episode of Raw on Netflix. So and it's not even low-level. It's like high-stakes PLE. They're just going to throw as many names as they can at it, as many big moments, and it makes sense if we're going to have the women's US title final at Saturday night's main event, and that's going to become a 4 times a year thing. Thanks, Jesse Ventura, for spilling that. I think that it makes sense to have this here, huge sort of, especially for new viewers.
Yes.
It might be nice to see a new title be crowned, so they've got a good jumping on point, right?
No, I completely agree. Who do you see maybe winning that? I think there's been reports and stuff that people are maybe pushing for a Natalya win on that side of things.
I see it as well, because I think Other side of the fence, I think we're going to have Chelsea Green.
Yes.
So I think in a way it might work quite nicely to have Natty there. As kind of, we've got somebody who's fairly like fresh in the company and somebody who's like firmly established in the company.
I think
it
that's
also
it.
gives the boat one more title to her name.
Yes.
And Natty doesn't get enough love. I know that everybody rolls their eyes, but she trained like half the roster.
Exactly. And she's so consistent with what she does. And she's always she seems like really reliable in that role as well. So I think something like this is good for her. And like you said, IC title to me feels synonymous with like the Hart family in some way as well. So it kind of like, it feels like the right thing to do. Moving back over to AEW, and we have an update on Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus obviously has been out of action for the past few months as he recovers from double pneumonia that threatened his life, but it appears that he is doing much better now. According to Brian Alvarez on social media, Luchasaurus is working hard towards a comeback and credits Tony Khan and AEW medical staff for not only being patient with this, but also telling him to stay home the week before he collapsed, which may have saved his life. Just wish him the best, nothing but the best. Like, I can't wait for, and if he does return as well, the absolute pop that's going to happen when he returns as Luchasaurus, because we saw it briefly at AEW All In.
That was a swerve.
It was a swerve, but the pop that happened when we saw Luchasaurus on the Titantron, it was announced as Luchasaurus.
There, like, just with like, I had a bottle of Coke in my hand and I was like,
What?
What's going on?
But that's going to be such a huge moment for him, I feel like, when he finally does turn on Christian Cage proper, turns on him, back to being Luchasaurus, and back to seeing him in the ring, because again, that moment's going to be brilliant. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, it's just get better now, please. Just get better now, please. Hurry up, get better now, and come back and have a don't rush, but come back and have a huge statement showdown against Christian. Maybe even take that chance of a title off. That'd be nice. I'd like to see that. Christian doesn't need any more belts.
Hey, we've been going backwards and forwards here.
He's already stole Nick Wayne's mom.
He has already.
What's he gonna do with a belt?
What more does he want? We are going over to the other side of the fence once again, everybody. However, it's a spoiler.
It's tennis today, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're going all over the
Between
place.
each story, just me and you going.
It's a spoiler, everybody. So if you want to out of this one,
there's a timestamp here on the screen right now. Sorry, editors, for putting more work in there. But you can skip ahead to that to avoid the spoilers. In 3, 2, spoil away.
It's SmackDown tonight, everybody, and there is a return set for WWE SmackDown. Sam, would you like to tell the people who it is?
A report from Dr. Chris Featherston from Sportskeeda has revealed that big bad Braun Strowman is going to be making his return on tonight's SmackDown as the mystery opponent for Carmelo Hayes.
It'd be nice to see him.
Getting in there, throwing around of like a guy who can basically make physics work in his own favor.
Man, it's crazy. He is like, we were talking about Half-Life before, but he is like a living Half-Life 2 engine. Is Carmelo Hayes. It's insane.
He's the human source engine. That's either a really big compliment or not.
No, it's definitely a big. It was big. No, actually, that sounds bad. I was going to say it was big at the time. Like, it was game changing at the time. Carmelo Hayes is phenomenal. Braun Strowman, looking forward to getting to see him getting back into it, because like since his return, the last match that we saw him on television was that last Monster Standing match with Bronson Reed. That's the one.
And he seemed to be having some difficulties.
Yeah, he tore his groin, I believe, in that match, which has led to him being off TV for as long as he's been off for. But that match was really, really good. The stuff that them two were doing together was good. So I'm excited to see what happens here. Carmelo, also a really good guy to just have a match with anybody.
Yeah, like, I think you can put him in there with a broom and he'd get a good match out of it. So it's
exactly. So looking forward to that one. However, that is not the only spoiler, everybody. We are heading on over to some leaked plans for Saturday night's main event this weekend. WrestleVotes have reported that Charlotte Flair is set to make an imminent return to WWE, with the possibility that it happens as soon as this weekend at Saturday night's main event. According to the report, WWE Creative was tasked with structuring the presentation of her return earlier this week.
Charlotte's been missing. She's been missing, and it's like noticeably missing. So
I agree.
As long as she doesn't come back and just win a belt immediately.
This is the thing.
I know that it's like we need to get her to 17, and it's like just calm it down.
This is the thing, because the two women's things. Well, one of them is set, which is the Liv Morgan and Io Sky match for the championship. There's also rumors that the US Women's Championship finals will be on Saturday night's main event as well. I feel like she's going to turn up in either one of those things.
Yeah, I'd maybe look to put her into the US title picture, because that would be interesting. And it's a new title that she hasn't won, so
that's true.
Potentially. But don't just give her the belt straight away, please.
Don't just give her the belt
straight away, please.
Speaking of Saturday night's main event, however, your friendly neighborhood leader, I don't know where that came from.
Your friendly neighborhood Adam Man.
He will be live reacting to Saturday night's main event tomorrow on YouTube, so stay tuned for that. Look out for that.
This channel right here, youtube.com/cultaholic/live. I don't know if the room's open, but if it is, go leave him a load of abuse.
Do that one. Do that one. That is your first news for the day. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We will be back for some more, but until then, it's been an absolute pleasure, and we'll see you very soon.
Bye.